So, welcome to Creatives Cafe. I'm Susan, and I'm going to show you how you can do EVmux, which is a live streaming software, very easily. It can be a complex and/or complicated piece of software, but however, it doesn't have to be. It can be very simple. So I'm just going to show you the simple part of how the software works. So let's go into EVmux and we'll start with the dashboard. I'm going to go through this very quickly. If you need to go back or go over it, please do. Right here we're going to start with what studios you may have open. This is your dashboard. This is where all the work begins. And just going from left to right, this just stretches the screen in case you have a huge screen or anything like that. So, you can hide, blah, blah, blah. But if you want it to stay as it is, you can do that. Right here's your light dark mode. When you get inside the studio, it's going to take you directly to the dark mode. And then you go, hey, what happened to my light mode? I like things light. I like things dark. That's your light mode and dark mode. Over here, you'll get announcements or notifications if they've done any upgrading with the software. And then, of course, here is where you're going to pick up your profile, what's going on with the development, what's in beta, blah, 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 your billing, and a way to completely log out. You can upload your own logo, which I have already, and I'll show you where you can get that done. As a matter of fact, in your profile, you can do that. And then there's another place where you can set up a logo inside your studio that could be different from the logo that you have for your personal profile with the software. So this is Creative Cafe's logo, right? And right here, I could click on that, and then I can browse through and I can make it the same logo as this one. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back to the dashboard. Coolio. Uh-oh, something happened over there. I'm not sure what happened over there. I lost the signal, but I'm not working over there right now. All right, so now let's go down. And right here, I've set up several different studios. And you can do this if you're working with other people or other shows. If you have a particular show and it has different messages within that particular studio, then yes, you can come down here and you can create different studios, which I have done. So what's on the menu is all about what's next in the cafe, whether we're talking about the EVmux streaming software or photography or equipment that you'll be using very simply, very inexpensively for your YouTube channel. And then creative and politics, well, we'll see how that works out. Cafe news. So you can have as many, so far as I know, as many studios as you want inside of a project. So I would call these project management studios, right? Within that, it's going to tell you that there's one speaker. If you add a speaker, that would be somebody that you may co-host with or collaborate with. And with the different types of packages that they have would be the different types of collaborators you might have. But you can add somebody and then not add them to the screen, but you can, let them have some sort of, I don't know, administrative capability, but we'll go into that a little bit later. It's telling me how many studios I have. It's telling me how much broadcast time I've used inside of all of these 3 studios, and how many gigabytes of total storage I have left, which if you go down here to the bottom left, you'll see. I have the basic package, which gives me 20 gigabytes. Now, if I went up to the next package, which is Pro, I would get 50 gigabytes. And you can always offload that, download it, free up your space, put it on an external hard drive, and or you can live stream it directly to your channel in private or unlisted mode, or even live, and it'll stick to your YouTube channel. And then when you go back into your cafe, you go, oh, well, I'm not going to do any editing for this particular piece, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Or you download it, put it somewhere where you can go ahead and do some editing, and then you can delete it off the cafe and then upload it to whatever destination you want to take it to. But that's how you can free up some space. Here, of course, you can create another studio and then, give it all of whatever it is you need. Then the next thing, let me just show you. So here, if I click this down arrow, these are the studios that I've actually created. I have the Wizard of Wicker Street, Whispers and Whiskey, Susan Downs Photography, and Investor's Desk, which is all about what I do with my trading and finance. I can view all the projects, or I can even add a new project. Say I'm working with another artist, and I'll be in the back end while they're sharing their screen or doing whatever thing they do, and I don't even have to be seen, right? I can just be on the back end producing the work for them. So, with that being said, we're gonna stay inside of the cafe. Here, of course, you have your destinations, and I've set up 2 destinations. They're both YouTube channels. One's generally for testing, and the other one is for actually uploading. But so far, if you wanted to add another destination, boom, there you go. There are all the destinations you can get to. And if you don't see one here, or you want to RTMP to your own website, then you're going to use the custom RTMP, and there you go. Or you can do an embed on your website through your YouTube channel. So that's how that goes. Generally, if you're setting up a new destination, it used to be very quick, but now I think it's 24 to 48 hours before it actually becomes live, but you'll see that. The next thing is the studios, which will take us back into the studio. And then here you can add speakers. So as long as you know your speakers, email address, you can put all of that in there. And you can add some other things. But if you want to add a speaker, you're going to go here, and you can even add an avatar for your speaker. And basically you would browse and do that. You can, upload their logo, which would be attached to their lower third, I do believe. And then you're going to click in the email address and add all the information that you want here. You can even add the speaker's logo. And then you just click and add save, or you can click and save another. But if you're always going to have a co-host, then you're going to always put the speaker will always be added. Collaborators. In the Basic, I believe I can have 2 collaborators, 3, 4, I can't remember. But when you go to let's go there. And let's go to incognito. And then we'll go to EVmux. Because if I did it from the tab that I'm in, it's just going to take me back to my, come on. Did I spell it wrong? Yes, I did. EVmux.com. There we go. Let's go to pricing. I have the basic. And it is 2 collaborators / co-hosts. 20 gigs. I can record my content. And I get transcriptions, slideshows, everything in free. Now, if you're just getting started with EVmux, hey, the free account is great. If you've been through this process already, you know 3 gigabytes of storage ain't gonna be enough, especially when you get rolling. But like I said, you can always download it to an external hard drive or to your hard drive. You can have 12 people on screen, and those will be your participants. It gives you a backstage mode, a push to talk, and it's full 1080p. No 4K here, but it gives you 1080p, which if you're over at some of the other free live streaming softwares, they always start you up with a 720. You get all your banners, your tickers, your lower thirds. This is a great way to get started. Your virtual background, you do get your screen sharing. However, it's going to be watermarked, just like any other of the free live streaming platforms, or basically any of the other free software that you might use, which is always going to be advertisement for the company. If you go up to Pro, you can actually get something that I want. You can actually get multiple cameras. You can get up to 3 virtual cameras within this. Now, to keep it simple, let's look over here. Right here, I have my Brio. And I also have another camera. Let me move this over a little bit, bring this out. I'm going to go back here. I have the Brio, which is 1080p. And I believe this Brio, no, this isn't the one that goes up to 4K. But it is 1080p. I kept it simple. And then, of course, I have the C920. They have out now, I believe, the C922C, which is HD 1080p. But I can click on that, and there you go. The beautiful part about this, this software with these cameras, and if you keep it simple, it works out well. I did set up my Nikon. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna hit this. I did set up my Nikon, and it's the Z5, but it's a 720p. It looks great, but, and I'm not saying 720p is not good, but why do I need to do that? I can save that for fun stuff. But a lot of live streamers like using the big fancy 35mm mirrorless cameras, but you don't need all that, These are inexpensive, less than 200. You can get 2 or 3 of these for less than one of those, right? And you got a 3-camera setup. The deal with that is making sure that you have something like a USB-C port, enough USB-C ports. So you might invest in a not too expensive desktop, expander, where you can plug it into your computer and then you can plug in all your different equipment. So anyway, that's that. It does do the ISO local recording, which means that once you're done, as long as your companion or your co-host stays online, and it finishes the whole recording process, then you can break down everything, and then you can take all of that over to your DaVinci Resolve or your Final Cut Pro, and you can do whatever fancy switching but if you want to keep it simple, right? And even with the free, you still get the apps and widgets, which is great, and we'll go through those. All right, so that is the pricing, which you probably already know about. And once you get started, boom, you'll be good. The last thing is settings, which I already showed you. You can do, and you can add here. You can edit your project. You can remove your project. You can change up your logo, and you can even put a description down for your own purpose. Cool. All right, so that's what that is. That's pretty cool. So let's go back to the dashboard and let's get into it real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to the studio. Now, I was in light mode, right? I'm gonna go to my studio, and it's gonna automatically drop me back into dark mode, right? But before we get to dark mode, you wanna make sure you set things up. So right here, you can edit your name and whatever else you wanna put in there if you wanna change that, and click save. Then you can also go back here, and if you're working with 1080p cameras, then you're gonna make sure that you have that set. Otherwise, it will give, and as a matter of fact, no, it takes you up to 2K, but I don't have any 2K cameras. It'll put you into auto. All right, if you have a certain type of camera, it's going to put you into auto. But if you know you have a 1080p, you want to check and make sure you're in full high definition, resolution, or 1080p. Cool. Here, I can change whatever camera I want to go into at any particular point in time. And that's taking a little minute. So let's go back. Not sure why, but there you go. And then you want to check your audio. Make sure. I'm using the Rodecaster Duo. That's probably my most expensive machine outside of my computers and everything else. Output, you can output straight to your headphones or to your speakers. I output to my speaker because I don't have anybody else that I'm speaking with, but if I have a co-host, I'm definitely going to make sure that my output is going to be into my headphones that I have here, which comes through the Rodecaster also. Here you're going to find your, let me go back real quick. Let's go back to audio. If you are working without headphones or whatever, and you want to do your echo cancellation, then you're going to click on this, which is going to click you out of the stereo audio mode. I like being in stereo audio mode. You can do a background noise reduction. I do that all through my Rodecaster Duo. But if you realize that you're getting a lot of, it could be your mic, it could be your washer and dryer, it could be the fact that you're not in a very great space, then you want to click on your background noise reduction. This is where you're going to pick up your hotkeys, and I have used these hotkeys to work with my Stream Deck, which I have here on the desk. And I'm going to go back over here so you guys can see what is on the desk. All right. Oh, this camera is not showing up. Not sure why. Okay. All right. But we're not going to worry about that for now. I just wanted to show you the Stream Deck that was on my desk, but we're all about the software right now. But here are all your hotkeys, and you can change them. You can make them simpler if you want. And let's see. You can do the banners, slideshow, next, go live, that sort of thing, navigation, quick scene search. You can access your music here. And all of this you can place on a Stream Deck, or if you have, if you memorize these things, then you can just use your keyboard, right? Virtual backgrounds, yep, they give you plenty of those. I don't have a green screen, so I'm going to click that off. And if you scroll up, it starts off with the blur, all right? And then you can blur even more if that's all you want to do. And let's go none. And then of course they have all of these down here that you can actually use. And if you're interested, you can always add your own virtual background. If you're going to do a virtual background, seriously though, you really want to have a green screen back there because it helps, right? All right, so let's get out of here. We don't want to. It takes up a lot of CPU to do a virtual background as well. Social comments, it gives you a way to, you know, pick what you want to do with your comments. You know, do you want to show them in a banner? Do you want to push the composition of the comments up or down? What else do they have? A sound notification for YouTube Super Chat messages. When you get that far and you get live, then that would be a cool thing to click on. Set time to automatically hide a comment. So if I were to click on that, it's going to give me, you know, I can set a timer for my comments to come off or on. Cool. But you can do that manually. And then you have your advanced settings. So there are certain things here you might want to go through and read depending on what it is you want to do, right? Okay, so now that we've done all that and we've set everything up, here's where I can mute and I can get rid of my camera here and here. And maybe since I'm not recording or doing anything, maybe I'll take that off because I'm actually screen recording. So this is actually going through QuickTime. I'm gonna go ahead into the studio. Bam, boom, bang. All right, here's the simple side. Let me go ahead and remove all of the crazy things I have here. So you guys can see the dynamic scene with, let's go to brand and let's go up and I'm gonna hide that off. That's how I got that. Let's see, where's the other one? that is playing right now. Let's see. Oh, it's off. It's off. Sorry about that. I thought it was still going. But these are border frames. They're static. And I can click show. And nice. Or you can go with something that is moving, virtual, which is cool. It gives you different things that you can do. You can make the colors different. I think that's pretty cool. You can make the size of it bigger or smaller. There you go. Or in or out. That's what that is. Let's go back to about right there. No, let's go. Yeah, there we go. All right, so it gives you all of that. And, you know, if that's not what you want, then we can just hide it, right? But anyway, these are your brands, and this is where you can actually, right down here in your lower thirds, you can change what your lower third looks like. You can also set up a custom lower third if you want. This one works fine for me for now. Or you can just go right up here to preset styles that they have. Now, when you're in the free version, I'm not sure how many preset styles you get, but I'm in style 1. Here's style 2. Let's go back to style 1. This is style 1. I was in custom, by the way. And this is style 2. Cool. Style 3. And style 4. Oh, these are for your banners and comments. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me. Forgive me. These are for your banners and comments. Wake up season. Style 2. Okay. And I'll just go back to this one. Yeah, that's fine. That's for my banners. It's just showing me quickly what it looks like. So I guess in the lower thirds, it only gives you 2 presets. And if I wanted to change something, I would go into custom, and you have all of these fun things you can play with. But if you want to keep it simple, keep it simple. Okay? Cool. All right, so that's your banners. And and then we're going to go with I think that's what we'll end with right now. And we'll come back and we'll play some more. But right here, these are your dynamic scenes. They look just like the regular ones. If I wanted to add a screen share, I would just do this, and I would pick a screen to share. Make sure you have audio on, and then do that. And we're sharing. All right, so let's go back. Cool. We're going to add the screen. And just like anything else, we can do this or this. Same thing. I guess this is if you have another person. We can do this. Or down here. Uh-oh. We can go here. And then we can also add a way, but you have to be in Pro Scenes to do that. All right, so that's pretty cool. Sorry about the doggies in the background. Oh my. hold on. All right, so we might have to edit that portion out, but sorry about that. So this is a screen share. Everything looks small. Everything looks like I need to see better, right? So very quickly, I can hit that button, right? And now everything over here looks small. So what you're gonna do is pop this out, and you're gonna look for the blue dotted line, and then you can scroll that over, right? So now you can work with all of your tools in full screen. Let me move this out of the way. And then I'll be able to work with my screen share, right? And I could actually, and I'm still in dynamic mode, if this is all you need to do, right? Is share the screen. Now, when I'm done sharing my screen, I would just click on it and click stop share, and I'm back to where I am. And if I wanted to go ahead and go spotlight, I would just go back like that, right? Now, let's go. Right here is that little light dark symbol, and I'm gonna, if this is how you like to work, then there you go. They also have a little fun piece of something going on here. If you're a TikToker, or you piecemeal and you want to do it for a short or something like that, then you just go straight into portrait mode, portrait streaming mode, and this is how you're going to record the whole thing, right? Landscape, portrait gives you a way to do it right away without having to do any editing if you just want to show something very quick. But there are ways at the end to clip your work. All right, so that's it. That makes it very easy, very simple. That's EVmux on the simple side, right? Let's look at music real quick. You got your air horn. My God, I didn't realize it was that loud. Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Yeah. So here are your sound effects. And down here, your music. Playlist mode is on. Playlist mode is off. On, off. This is the volume. So let's see what we can do here. And I don't know, let's play one. You see, that didn't ease out good enough for me. But I also have music on the Rodecaster Duo. But you got your music right here. And you can loop it. You can edit it, which means you can edit the name of the music however you want it. I have uploaded a few of these. But they also give you music in there to get you started. You can go here and you can edit your list. See, these are some things that I've not included. And you know, if you want to upload, you can upload a music file. I use Upbeat, UUPBEAT, as a way to get a few free pieces of music every month. I believe it only gives you like 6 downloads per month or 10 downloads per month. Can't remember. But yeah. And there are other ones out there that you can look into. Or you can pay for one. Everybody likes Epic Sound, or I forget what it is. Anyway, here's where you get your comments done. You show them here. Boom. There you go. If you want to create, comments here are if you're online and you want to show a comment. Over here, of course, the banners. And I believe I showed you the banner. Easy peasy. You create a banner. Gives you a whole bunch of stuff you can do. And you could have a scrolling text. You could, as long as you click the ticker symbol here. And then it gives you options whether you want it to be right to left or left to right. And then I believe, I thought there was a top and bottom, but maybe not. Okay. So that's that. And yeah, that's your banner. And easy peasy. Over here are your layers, and this is when you start getting into your scene screens, which we'll get into later. And we'll work with that. So that's everything. We're gonna go back and get off of full screen. One more thing is sharing media. So if you wanted to share some media, you would click on that. What do I have for media? Let's see, I didn't set anything up here. What is this? Oh, this is another show. It is a show. And let's see, let's go to videos. Do I have a video? What is this? Yeah, and what is that? Okay. And let's see. We got this one. Let's go ahead and do this one. Just to see what we have here. So if I were to add this to my scene, boom. What is going on? So there you go. And just like anything else, you can spotlight it. And you can bring it back down, or you can do it this way. Very cool. And hey, not too bad. You can do it this way or back to that way. And then when you're done sharing your media, boom, take it off, and there you go. All right, so this is it for now. I know we have the studio editor mode, but when you start doing that, you're kind of getting into your pro scenes, which we're going to get to on another one. God dang blast it.